And welcome back. 8:46 at the time. We've been talking about Star Trek. A lot of folks excited about the big movie debut tonight, and we're actually talking with Rolando Gomez. He is the head of the local Star Trek fan club, and you actually got to see the movie last night. Got a sneak preview.
Right. We went to the Warren Old Town and watched it at 7 o'clock.
All right, give me your thoughts, your impressions.
Well, speaking as, the Trekkie here, it was a reboot, so, you got to get over that, but it was an excellent movie. They were faithful to the characters. They were faithful to the spirit. If you're a Vulcan, you're going to cry a little bit, but,
Because there are so many out there that are Vulcans.
Oh, trust me, if you're a Trekkie, you know who you are. If you're a Vulcan, you know who you are.
Well, let me ask you this. Now, you mentioned that it was true to the characters. That has to be one of the concerns, especially for the hardcore fans going in whenever you do a remake like this, or you call it a reboot.
A reboot, yeah. Because it's the same characters as the original series and the first few movies. And, these guys were playing the roles for 20 years. Mm-hmm. And so you have new guys coming in, and there was a lot of concern, but I thought these actors did an excellent job. They were faithful to the character. The guy who played McCoy, name escapes me now, Urban, I believe. He was fantastic. Simon Pegg, who I always love, he was fantastic as Scotty.
So you expect that for Star Trek fans around the country, this movie will be pretty well received then?
For most of them. Some of them are going to have a hard time. Like I said, it's a reboot. It's a big pill to swallow for a couple of them. It will be. Because it already is.
There's just going to be. Are there going to be some people who just say, "Look, William Shatner is Kirk, and that's all there is to it"?
There already are. The conversations in Facebook on the internet have already been going on for a good 12 hours. So.
And we talked about it in the previous package that Leonard Nimoy actually makes an appearance. The original Spock, he said he plays Spock, but traveling in time.
He travels back in time.
Can you explain how that works?
Well, it's science fiction, so they really don't explain other than he just travels back in time. But it's more than just a cameo. He's on the screen for a number of minutes and plays an integral part of the plot.
Okay, well there you go. That's the thumbs up then from Rolando Gomez. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate it. And he says that some Trekkies will like it and some Trekkies won't, I guess. So
a few won't.
A few won't. Okay, well there you go. All right, Felicia, let's send it back to you now.
All righty, we're talking memorabilia for Star Trek. Mark Brown is here with the Prairie Dog Comics because you can get just about anything you want there about the Star Trek movie, comics and up to the communicators, everything. Isn't that right, Mark?
They've had so many things come out over the years. They've had card games, they've had toys, they've had posters, they've had just regular collector cards for virtually every series and every movie.
I think this is cool because this is one of the first comic books that came out years ago for 30 cents.
Right.
And does not look like this today. I mean, look at the pages that are all the yellow pages. That was then. So what year was that probably, Mark?
These came back out in the the early 70s.
70s, and then look at today's book. This is today. And look at those shiny pages. Of course, not 30 cents anymore either.
No.
This one's going to cost you just a little bit more, but how cool is that? Look at the pictures there. And this is just a little bit of what you could get there about Star Trek, isn't that right? What else do you have?
We've got comparisons between, this is a lot of this material was handmade stuff that people they didn't have merchandise that you could actually go out and buy.
Right, so you had to make your own
You had to make your own stuff. And so this is some of the first material that was done with your, this is your phaser, and then this one snaps out, which I don't want to break it, so I'll leave it like it snaps out. And then now these are, actually available now.
Right,
They've merchandised and mass marketed them, and that's right. And then you've got your communicator that came out, and then you've got your new communicators that come out.
Totally looking different again.
Yeah, and it's everything streamlined now. They realize that it's all into the merchandising. It's all into the all the things they can tie into it.
Because people want to keep stuff. As you said, back then they would just make their own items.
It wasn't available.
And dolls and
they've got the action figures.
Right,
action
not dolls,
figures.
that's right.
It's like and they've always had the action figures, and they've come out in various different sizes and everything. But again, it always pertains to they come out with there's a whole flood of new material coming out, which each series that they've done over the years. So it's kind of nice to see it.
Wow. It's hard to even keep up with everything.
Yeah. Well, and it's amazing too because the new books that you were just showing there, versus the old, the movie has been so hot that even now, like the first two issues that came out 4 months ago that were $4 a piece, $20 a piece now, right now. And it's only been 4 months ago. It's amazing.
Mark, getting us all updated. If you want some memorabilia, you can head to Prairie Dog Comics. Appreciate it. Remember, the movie opens tonight. Mark?
I got my eye on the communicator. That looks cool. Okay, here's a look at the last several hours of Super Doppler radar. Severe